Hello everybody, this is Sky6 Alpha, and today we're going to be going from level 1 to level 12 as a barbarian, and I will be showing you all of their actions and class features, and this will specifically be for the Bestial Heart subclass for this one going through. I will do the other subclasses in all classes in due time. We can assign our abilities however we want. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I always prefer to min-max because why in God's name would you not want to min-max your character? It's just so much fun. And as you can see, level 1 Barbarian, we get Rage, which means you take half damage from non-magical slashing, bludgeoning, and piercing. It lasts 10 turns. You get to do it as a bonus action. You also get an extra bonus to damage, your Rage damage table, which increases with level. And class features, you get Unarmored Defense, where you get to add your Constitution modifier to your armor class if you are not wearing any armor. Unfortunately, this Unarmored Defense does not stack with the Unarmored Defense from the Monk. I tested it. It's sad. And as you can see, for weapons, you have proficiency in all simple weapons and all martial weapons. You also have proficiency in light armor, medium armor, and shields. And then you get to choose your choice of skills here. You can choose between nature, animal handling, perception, and intimidation as a barbarian. Alright, let's get going to level 2. Level 2 Barbarian. Class features we get. Danger Sense. You have advantage on dexterity saving throws against traps, spells, and surfaces. And to gain this benefit, you can't be blinded or incapacitated. And actions, you get Reckless Attack, which means you can use this. I believe you can use a reaction to activate this, or you can just do it from the very beginning, which means until your next turn you have advantage on attack rolls, but enemies also have advantage on attack rolls against you. Use this at your own risk. It can be really amazing, though. Let's go level 3 Barbarian. Now, level 3, this is where you get your subclass. Now, personally, I think Wild Heart is the best. We can go through all the other ones. You got Wild Heart, Berserker, and Wild Magic. We're going to go Wild Heart. And the Bestial Heart we're going with is Bear Heart. Why? Okay, so you get Unrelenting Ferocity here. I will select this. So what this does is you use an action and you get 1d8 plus 2 healing. So this is like Second Wind, but worse in every single way because it's an action instead of a bonus action. And then you get the Rage Bear Heart, and this just means you have resistance to all damage except for Psychic, which is absolutely amazing. It effectively doubles your HP. Now let's look at the Eagle Heart. This will give you Eagle Heart Rage, which makes you near untouchable. Can I press T? Here we go. You can use Diving Strike, and foes have disadvantage on opportunity attacks against you, and you can use Dash as a bonus action. That could be really good for hypermobile. As you can see, Diving Strike, you leap down onto a foe, knocking them prone. You won't take falling damage. You must be above your target, requires Rage. Nice. Elk Heart. Alright, let's check this one out right here. So you get Elk Heart here, gives you extraordinary swiftness. So your movement speed increases by 4.5 meters, which is definitely useful. And then you also get access to Primal Stampede, which is an action and takes movement speed, charge forward, attacking all enemies in the way, possibly knocking them prone. Knocks them prone for 2 turns, and it does not provoke opportunity attacks. Pretty useful. Tiger Heart. Alright, let's press T here. You can use Tiger's Bloodlust, and your jump distance increases by 4.5 meters. I'm really curious if that stacks with Enhanced Leap. I will have to check that out. Alright, and undo that. Tiger's Bloodlust. Lash out to attack up to 3 enemies at once and make them bleed. And now you have Wolfheart here, which means when you are in rage, I believe you would grant advantage on melee attack rolls against enemies within 2 meters of you if you use your Inciting Howl, or was that the Inciting Howl? Let me check. Yeah, so the Inciting Howl is each ally within earshot can move additional 3 meters during their next turn. And the passive feature is everybody within 2 meters of you have an advantage on melee attack rolls against, well, anything within 2 meters of you. Alright, excellent. I believe, let's just clarify this real quick. Alright, your allies have advantage on melee attack rolls against creatures within 2 meters of you. Nice! Alright, sweet. So those are the subclasses there. Let's go. I always like Bear Heart. It's my favorite, except level 4 Barbarian. Don't really get anything. You get an option to change your heart every single level up. You can choose between Bear, Eagle, Elk, Tiger, and Wolf, and then you get a feat. I like to take Alert. Not Alert, what am I saying? Sentinel. Sentinel is what I like to take because Sentinel is amazing. Alright. Level 5 Barbarian. This is where you get some pretty cool stuff. You get extra attack, which a lot of martial classes get. Actually, all of them, I believe. Barbarian, Fighter, Ranger, Paladin, and Warlock gets an extra attack through Pact of the Blade, and both Valor and Sword Bard get extra attack at level 6. So you get extra attack at level 5, and you get fast movement, which means your movement speed increases by 3 meters while not wearing heavy armor. That's really useful. It makes your Barbarian have a lot more mobility. Alright, accept. Level 6 Barbarian. As you can see here, as always, we get to change our Bestial Heart, but at level 6, we get an Animal Aspect. This is really useful. All of these have useful abilities, and they can stack with certain combinations really well. Personally, I always like Aspect of the Bear. Why? I am a loot goblin, and I like to have a bunch of crap on me. And when one character can carry 400 pounds of crap, it's really useful. They're effectively just a bag of holding, but they're an actual character. And you also get advantage on strength checks. Chimpanzee. You gain resistance to falling damage and throwing camp supplies blinds targets. Crocodile, your movement speed increases by 3 meters while standing in water-based surfaces. On slippery surfaces, you also advantage on saving throws against being knocked prone. This can be kind of useful if you're walking on a bunch of ice or you're tossing a bunch of ice spells or things like that. Could be helpful. Eagle. You can see in the dark up to 12 meters and gain advantage on perception checks. Advantage on perception checks is good, but the dark vision, a lot of races come with that, and considering it doesn't stack, don't think it's super helpful, but perception checks, definitely useful. Elk. I really like this one. This is one that I normally will pick. So effectively, everybody gets, we're going to select it, so everybody gets an additional 1.5 meters of movement if you are within 18 meters of the person who has this. Let's make sure I'm not missing anything by clicking on these guys. Okay, Elk's the only one. Honey Badger. Alright, here we go. If you're poisoned, frightened, or charmed, you have a 50% chance to begin raging without expending a rage charge. I mean, that definitely could be useful, especially if you hop into combat, you didn't get to trigger your rage, and then someone, poisons, frightens you, or charms you. Definitely could be useful in certain situations. Aspect of the Beast Stallion. Alright. So dashing grants you temporary hit points equal to twice your level. There is a Bestial Heart here, who I believe gives you a dash as a bonus action. Isn't this it? Doesn't it give me bonus action dash? Oh, it doesn't. Is this bonus action dash? And yes, okay, so Eagle Heart bonus action dash mixed with Stallion, that means that's a bonus action. At max level, you'd be getting 24 HP, and you're taking half damage, so that's really good. But you wouldn't be taking half damage from all sources, because it's a different aspect, all that fun stuff. But that's what the Stallion does. Tiger. You add additional strength modifier to attack rolls against bleeding or poisoned targets and gain proficiency in survival. Obviously, this is going to stack really well if you have a character that can use bleeds, such as the Tiger Heart, where you get to make up to 3 enemies at once and make them bleed. Animal aspect, let's go next. Wolf. Alright, so the wolf, you and nearby allies add your dexterity modifier to stealth checks. As a bonus to stealth checks. I'm guessing this effectively means you add it twice if you're proficient already, I would hope. And that effectively is a free expertise in stealth, so that's really useful, especially within 18 meters. That's nice. And finally, the Wolverine. And this, when you attack a bleeding or poisoned target, you gain Maim for 1 turn. Maim's amazing. If you maim a target, they cannot move unless they heal themselves or someone heals them. Definitely useful, and when you have multiple of these, it could totally be worthwhile. I'm going to go with Bear. It's my favorite. Alright, that's level 6 Barbarian. Hopefully that's going to be the longest level up. The rest of this stuff is pretty straightforward. Alright, so class feature, level 7. This is Feral Instinct. This is one of my favorite abilities, and I think I might put this into my actual 5e campaign as a homebrew rule. This is effectively a watered-down alert feat, but you just get it for free. Instead of getting a +5 to your initiative bonus, as you would from the alert feat, and not being able to be surprised, you get a +3 to initiative and can't be surprised. So it's literally the alert feat, but just take away 2 from the initiative bonus, and you get it for free. It's great. I love it. Level 8. And at level 8, we're going to get another feat, of course, and our subclass feature. So this is a subclass feature from the Wild Heart Barbarian, and this is you become an expert at moving through wilderness. Difficult terrain no longer slows you down. It's useful, especially if you're tossing out a lot of things that slow down enemies. You're dealing with a lot of difficult terrain. Definitely useful. I do find myself using this little passive trait a lot on my Barbarian. As for the feat, I'm going to grab a little ASI, boost my strength by 1, cons by 1. Perfect. +1 strength, +1 cons. Now I have a +3 total and a +4 for strength. Perfect. Alright, level 9 Barbarian. Here we go. Class feature, Brutal Critical. You've trained to strike swift and true. When you land a critical hit, you roll an extra damage die as well as the normal additional critical dice. I mean, it could totally be useful. I like to put 3 levels into Champion Fighter, so I get an increased crit range, two-handed weapon fighting, and all that fun stuff. I mean, great weapon master, not two-handed weapon fighting. Either way, if you're doing a lot of crits, this is going to be good. It's fun. It's useful. You know what it does. Level 10. Alright, Barbarian level 10. I've cracked 100 HP, and we get a second animal aspect. This is where I normally go elk. Obviously, we've gone over all of these, so you could pick whichever one you want. Alright, next level. Level 11. Almost there. At level 11, we get our final class feature from here, and that is going to be Relentless Rage. Once per short rest, if you drop to 0 HP while on rage, you regain 1 HP instead of being downed. I feel like I'm going to use this feature a lot because Karlach gets put down a lot in a lot of fights because people deal a ton of damage. Even with the thing that heals me, she gets dropped. So this definitely will be useful. And finally, level 12 Barbarian. Unfortunately, there is no class feature you unlock. You just get an extra rage charge here. And yeah, you get to rage more per long rest. It's useful. You get to change your beast heart, as with every level up. And you get your final feat. I actually don't know what I want my final feat to be. I really have no idea. Honestly, I might take mobile just because I really like mobile. What's this? When making melee attack, roll your damage die twice and use the highest result. That's kind of cool. That could be useful. But this is Barbarian level 1 through 12. This is Sky 6 Alpha. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.